Well, it finally is a brand new day. Last night, well, actually early this morning at like 1 a.m., I got out of the theater watching Spider Man Brand New Day. So, what are my out of theater spoiler free review? Let's talk about it. Right off the bat, you can tell this is a more mature story, and I really hate when people say that for films. It's more mature, yada, yada, yada. They hit all those key points, but honestly, there's no other words to describe it as that. It is a very mature story for Tom Holland's Spider Man, and it really takes the great points of No Way Home and echoes them and adds to it and enhances the story. There's no real mentions of Tony Stark in this movie, but you truly feel that it is on the same trajectory as Tony Stark's Iron Man has taken. He's evolved over the years. This is a literal and figurative evolution of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. We'll talk about some cosmetic things first. It is a 2-hour and nearly 30-minute movie in runtime. It surprisingly doesn't drag at all. Honestly, there was no scenes where I was like, hey, we need to cut this out to save some time. There is also one very end of the credits scene, no mid credits, one end of the credits scene. It's a fun enough scene. It's certainly a scene you need to watch, but at 1 in the morning, you could tell why I wasn't excited to stick around an extra 10 minutes just for that. But the acting and the cast in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. Of course, you've got Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, all fantastic characters. There's also these characters that we saw were going to be added, like Frank Castle and Bruce Banner, do a fantastic job of existing and making a meaningful impact into the story. They're not just there to exist. They actually matter to the plot. They're done very well. It is exciting to see Bruce and Frank in this story. It also, and this is as someone who wasn't a big comic book reader, this feels like the most grabbed from the comic book story of Spider-Man we've ever seen. The visual effects are stunning. When you're flying through New York, you truly feel it. One thing I saw early on from Tom Holland was that they used a lot of inspiration from the Insomniac Spider-Man video games, and you can truly feel that in the first action sequence you see. Every time Peter web slings or fights, you truly feel like you're in a video game in the best way possible. It is an amazing thing to watch. Of course, there are plenty of people added to this movie that do fantastic. Sadie Sink, her character is fantastic. She's a great actress. Some of the other friendly neighborhood Spider-Man plot points really hit home. It truly does feel like the city of New York is a character here, something we haven't seen in Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. Overall, this is a really fantastic new Spider-Man movie. I love the way they do the storytelling, even right from the beginning when we have our opening crawl for Marvel. They do a tweak to that. They add the voiceovers with it. You reconnect with the story that was left in No Way Home. Of course, there are some very emotional moments in this movie, which we've come to know from Tom Holland's Spider-Man as of the last couple. This one does a fantastic job with balancing that story set up in No Way Home and taking it to the next level, not cheating it, and actually fleshing it out into a full story. There's a rooftop scene that's absolutely fantastic. There is a scene at the end of the movie, I believe it's the last scene, that's absolutely fantastic. It's been a while since I've doubled up, seen a movie multiple times in the theaters. Actually, it's been since Endgame. This is a movie that you definitely could see 3 or 4 times during its release and find enjoyment every single time. Overall, if you couldn't tell, I am very pleased with Spider-Man Brand New Day. It was a fantastic story, a great script, a fantastic telling of action in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and definitely a must-see if you are a Spider-Man, superhero, Marvel fan, honestly, just a fan of great storytelling. This is that movie. Make sure you go check it out in theaters as the official release is today. But that's just my thoughts of Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'd love to know yours in the comments down below. Of course, make sure we keep it spoiler free or put a hashtag on it if it has some spoilers so so we keep our fellow Spider-Man fans surprised when they see it. Also, hopefully Monday we will have our ranking of all the Spider-Man movies I have gone through here on the channel, a couple I've watched off the channel, and ranking them from best to worst. We thank you for watching today's episode, and now that you've got some time, you can go refill that Spider-Man themed popcorn bucket for round 2 of Spider-Man Brand New Day.